Sir, what is Couples for Christ?
What is Couples for Christ? Couples for Christ is a family renewal community that is also recognized pontifically by the Vatican as a lay organization. So our main focus really is to strengthen families. That Couples for Christ was established in Manila in 1981, and it has grown to the 79 out of 81 provinces in the Philippines. And likewise, we are in 141 countries and territories around the world.
And you are celebrating your 40th anniversary this year?
43rd anniversary.
43rd anniversary.
Yes.
How are you celebrating the 43rd anniversary of Couples for Christ?
Well, as always, we are celebrating this in a very unique way that we gather our fellow brethren from around the world, uh, normally covering about 4 to 5 days of celebration. In fact, today is marks our second day of celebration by having the different congresses and summits that will culminate at the end on Saturday, June 22, for our 43rd anniversary celebration in Quirino Grandstand in Luneta. But something unique this year is that we will be having our press conference. Press conference to raise up our stand as a community that we are pro-God, pro-life, pro-poor, and pro-family. And in that light, being pro-family is that we are standing against this proposed divorce bill. So along this celebration also, the 79 provinces of the Philippines where we are present will be celebrating with us and raising our voice, especially for us to be heard by our senators that our position is really to gain their support in having the divorce law not enacted in the Senate. So that is one part of a unique part of our celebration this year.
Why do you oppose the divorce bill?
The divorce bill is a actually is a going against the very description of what we have in the Constitution that marriage is inviolable. So that means that even the civil law recognizes by our Constitution recognizes the indissolubility. And in fact, it's not just about indissolubility, but rather the law, the Constitution cited it as inviolable. So we are also standing on that ground. From the context of our belief, marriage is sacred. And for us in Couples for Christ, we not only oppose, but we are also making proposals in order to strengthen marriages and families.
What do you mean when you say marriage is sacred?
Sacred. In the biblical scripture, the Lord has planned uniting man and woman to be one. And in the context of our faith, that is the celebration of the matrimony, sacred matrimony. So that is where we are coming from.
Sir, the supporters of the divorce bill would say that not everyone is Catholic. How would you address that?
I, I guess that, well, we respect their views, but for us Catholics, Christians in particular, we have to be, this battle probably is beyond the normal battle, but rather this is about battle of the families. Family, every one of us, whether you are a Catholic, whether you are non-Catholic, you belong to a family. And a family is standing strong when you have a strong marriage by the parents. That is why we have to fight it all together. That in order for us to give a new ray of hope for our future, then uh, establishing the sanctity, the inviolability of marriage will be a very important factor for us to give to the next generation.
Sir, one argument of supporters of the divorce bill is that many couples um, fight and the children are at the losing end, especially the women who are abused by their husbands or husbands who are abused by their wives, and things can get very destructive, and the couples would suffer and their children would suffer as well. How would you address this?
I think that is a reality that we are all aware of. In fact, we from the very start we need to understand that there is no perfect marriage at all. Even us in the community, we do have our own challenges, but that is not enough reason for us to bid farewell to what we have promised during our marriage. After all, every time that we have those kind of challenges, the more we go back and bounce strongly as a husband and wife, as father and mother to our children. I still believe that more and more of our families are really still experiencing this kind of challenges. But divorce is not the solution, but rather, I think, for especially for Filipinos, we have to regain that kind of moral discipline. That this is not just about divorce, actually. There are a lot of other problems like indifference, drug abuse. But if we try to go back to what is more important is to again get that sense of moral discipline in each of of our fellow Filipinos. We were born with so much of that. Sana we can rediscover the value of honesty, integrity, kindness, love of God, love of other people. Then probably we won't get into this kind of situation. It's easier said than done, but it can be done.
You mentioned the word bounce back a while ago, but there are families that really cannot bounce back. Uh, as we know from reality, we know of people who cannot bounce back from troubles in their marriages. What would be their recourse if there is no divorce bill?
Okay. I think in the existing civil law, there is a kind of solution. I am not a lawyer, but I would know that there is such kind of window for them to avail of. But again, that is also an opportunity for our young people who are contemplating to get married, really to find time, find the right way to pray for it, and really seriously prepare if they are in planning to get married to choose their lifetime partner. Kasi it's not really that easy, but even if and also to have that kind of mindset that one day you will wake up that you don't have enough of that intimacy with your wife or husband, but it doesn't mean that the solution is for you to get divorced. Some of those woundedness and brokenness in the family, I think can be a solution by the many other accompaniment programs that Couples for Christ can share to our people, the Filipino couples, the Filipino family.
In your view, sir, how can, not everyone is Catholic, but how can the church teaching on marriage um, affect or make a positive change in the lives of non-Catholics?
I guess the best is for the Catholics and the Christians to be witnesses, to be true uh, agents of showing the good, the beauty of marriage, the beauty of having a family. Despite the many other challenges here and there, hindi ibig sabihin nun masama ang pagpapamilya. But rather, this is a reality. You can observe it from your parents, from your own settings as a mother and father. But those realities should not give us even a lens to exercise if and when ay magkakaroon tayo ng mga batas na katulad nito. So look forward, look your future na you grow old together as husband and wife together with your children and much more with your grandchildren. That is the best legacy we can offer to our generational family.
Sir, my second to the last question. People would say that you are imposing your faith on others. I'm sure you have heard of that criticism. How would you address that, sir?
Uh, we are not really imposing, but rather we are proposing that because just like them, as I've said earlier, hindi lang sila yung dumadanas ng ganyan. Halos lahat ng mag-aasawa, whether Filipino or not, we have our own set of problems. But those problems should not be seen as a surprise, but rather that is normal. That is why we need to really be strong as a couple, so that we can provide a better landscape of growing older for our children and the next generation, which is our grandchildren.
Sir, my last question is, a while ago you said that Christians, Catholics should be witnesses. In the 43 years of Couples for Christ, um, what proofs or what kinds of witnessing have you encountered, and can you share it with us?
Okay, I think it's been part of our teaching that the formation we are getting from Couples for Christ should not be lived into the four corners of our room, just like the conference that we are having right now. It is more than that, but rather to live out the learnings that we can gain from the teachings we are getting, not only from the church fathers, but as well from our fellow members of Couples for Christ, but also from our own family.
Are you also able to help couples in distress?
Yes, yes, definitely. We have our special task, special table, the help desk in Couples for Christ to take care of those that are calling us in terms of having their own marital problems. Uh, Even our membership, in the entire Philippines, they are also capable to slowly walk with together with the people or with the couples having problems in their marital relationship.
So, were there couples in the past who were on the verge of breaking up, and Couples for Christ was able to help
Oh
them?
yes, even myself, I have been a witness of that. Maybe more than a decade ago, when I was just a starting leader of Couples for Christ, when I was called early in the morning that one of our members as well, that they are in the verge of breaking up, but lo and behold, after getting that kind of opportunity for us to visit the couple before the sunshine, we were able to patch up the issue, and slowly, it's not an overnight process as well for us to accompany people. So we in Couples for Christ, and I hope other people too outside of Couples for Christ can be an agent of witnessing that breaking up as husband and wife is the solution for any problem that we are encountering, but rather listen carefully, understand, much more express and share the love that we have offered, especially during our wedding day.
In general terms, why were they on the verge of breaking up?
At the time,
Uh-huh.
it's more of some compounding communication problem and some small venial issues that the couple have resolved this to go into that kind of breakup.
Is it
So
fidelity? A
I don't know,
fidelity?
no infidelity at the time. Those kind of, imagine, no, small problems that can burst into such kind of a solution is really not acceptable. Infidelity or other grave abuses can, I think the civil law also has some of those window that can address those kind of issues.
What is in your toolkit? What do you use to help families in distress?
For members of Couples for Christ, our what we have in the kit is really our continuing formation program in CFC. But for non-couples, for non-CFC members, we are partnering with the parishes in order for them to be equipped, because as we all know, lay people, couples, uh, listen more carefully to in these topics like this, that to couples that can speak with reality, that can speak through their own experiences. So that is what we are doing right now.
My last question, sir. What role does God play in preserving marriages?
Wow, that is at the centrality of what we express in our love for one another as husband and wife, marriage as an expression. God is at the center of that, being husband and wife and being soon to be fathers and mothers to their own children.
Mhm. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your time.
And thank you very much too to all your listeners and televiewers for having this opportunity to be with you so that we can also stand strong in our belief of being a community that nurtures and preserves the family. Thank you very much.